Ontario Premier Doug Ford versus PQ leader Paul St-Pierre Plamondon. Well, as we reported earlier today, Ford doubled down on yesterday's comments, saying a PQ victory in the upcoming provincial election would be a disaster for Canada. Political analyst David Heurtel joins us. David, never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment, indeed. But yeah, do you get the sense, Maya, that... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm very interested in hearing what you have to say. You go ahead.
All right. So, but do you ever get the sense, as I was thinking, by seeing this pseudo-controversy evolving, that PSPP is desperately trying to find a nemesis. He's trying to find an enemy. Last week, he tried to jump all over Mark Carney after the Quebec City speech, and that backfired on him big time. And we have the confirmation on this from the Leger poll released this week, because the Leger poll was done during January 23rd to 26th. So it took into account not only the Davos speech, but it took also the Plains of Abraham speech. So. Right. And Paul PSPP's reaction. So the Bloc Québécois lost 12 points. Mark Carney's at 46% in Quebec, 20 points ahead of the Bloc. He is at 60% satisfaction. But in Ontario, and I think that's the link with Doug Ford, he's at 50%. The Liberals are at 50% in Ontario. And same really high satisfaction numbers. So Maya, Doug Ford can read a poll better than pretty much anyone in the country. He's a very astute politician. And he knows right now that the theme of unity is working. It is strength. And there's a massive shift with the rest of Canada towards Quebec, because I can remember, I'm sure you can as well, in the previous years, 5, 10, 15 years ago, it was very confrontational with Quebec. You know, payments, transfer payments, healthcare, whatever, you name it. It was very, well, Quebec always gets more or whatever. And there was always a bone to pick. And now it's quite the contrary. So I think the federal politic dynamic with Mark Carney being so strong, not only in Quebec, but in Ontario, is influencing the rest of Canadian provincial politics.
Yeah, so interesting you should say that, because I was listening to a call-in show recently, a French call-in show, and there were people calling in who were sovereignists who were saying, bravo, Mark Carney, and expressing some federalist sentiments despite their typical political leanings. So everything is shifting.
Everything is shifting because, and we saw it in the April 20th election last year, a lot of sovereignists voted Liberal in the regions, francophones. And the thing is that issue 1, 2, and 3 right now for Quebecers, for francophones, anglophones, and across the country, it's the economy, it's affordability, it's Trump, it's being afraid of the situation going on right now. And Mark Carney has really positioned himself as the man of the situation, and he has the trust and confidence of Quebecers, but also of Canadians.
Okay, I want to get your take on something, because I heard a commentator taking issue with Ford's use of the term separatists specifically, saying now, you know, we should be talking about sovereignty and the independence movement, sort of suggesting that separatist is a dated word. What's your take on that?
Well, again, I think there are a lot of people in the movement. First of all, the movement itself has a bit of a problem defining itself, because do they want independence? Do they want some sort of bona fide sovereignty? Because Quebec has some sovereignty right now in the Canadian Federation, certain powers. So again, what you're trying to do here, what you're seeing, and seeing the fact that 65% of Quebecers are against separation, 60% do not want a referendum. The movement is struggling to find a bone to pick, a wedge issue. So I think they're just throwing everything at the wall right now. Carney didn't stick, trying Ford, trying the lingo. They're really looking to find a way to stick out and have something that's working politically, and it's not.
Well, and yet the PQ is leading in the polls here provincially. So interesting. There were other topics I wanted to get to, but we don't have time. We're out of time, David. We'll talk again soon.
Great talking to you.
All right. Thank you very much.